Right, welcome. This is Crime Queen. This is the channel of love. This is the channel of actualizing self full love, where we are so replenished with love, we spill over with love. This is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile, makes us laugh. Hence, we say, the crimson light is life. So the crimson light, of course, is our bridge to actualizing self-full love. This is the title of our book. This is the title of my book. Okay, so do check it out. Now, my purpose here is not really about advertising the book. This is about having fun right now and using the spirit of the crimson light to ignite me on this journey. And I hope it does you too. Okay, so we are examining Genesis of chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And these were 10 words. I hope you will take the advantage or opportunity to look at the series of these, the 4 or 5 videos that I have done in this sequence. Of course, just follow, but I was gonna say just follow the look, but the look has been repeated in all the presentations, but you will see the series. I probably call them 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, whether it's Genesis or vibrations or something to that effect. Okay, so we are looking at in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. And the presentations I have done, I'm just going to see if I can just encapsulate the essence of them, is that we realize that the teachings that we had been given that had put a sort of division and friction between mother and child, meaning Eve and ourselves. The story of Adam and Eve and ourselves. From a feminine perspective, it would seem like I had issues with my mother. I had issues with my mother because I had issues with the story that I was given about Eve. Now, when I say I had issues with my mother, there it would not have appeared that I wasn't speaking with my mother and I fought with my mother, but I had internalized certain understandings that did not permit me the full growth and understanding of love that I so yearned for. This is why I am talking about actualizing self-full love. It is that many of us live on a sort of seem like an even path, although I use the word even in a different context, but seem on a very mellow sort of way that we are coping. Things are not too bad, it's not too good, but we can handle it. After all, we're not on our own. Most of the world is like that, it may seem, and so we can go along with that. No, there was something within me that said, no, there is more. There is something within me that said, hmm, you know, you are much more than you think you are, and you need to realize it. But to realize it, you need to even out the experiences that had not, that no longer serve you, than in essence to see that they need to be dealt with. That's what those experiences were saying. I am only serving a purpose that you need to really look at me and examine me, learn from me, take what is necessary, and leave the rest. That is what the message was. And I think that's the message for many of us. And I'm still continuing this journey. And I am looking at this 5. I love this 5. So there was the darkness on the face of the deep. This side of the leaf is dark. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. But it was always that. It hasn't changed. The leaf is always still the leaf. Nature teaches us what is. Nature, I picked up this thing. It's because I work in, I live intuitively. My life is that intuition. And so when this fell on me, I picked it up. And now I am looking, there is a dark side and there is a light side. Like we have a coin, there is a head and there is tail. There is top and there is bottom. And this is telling us we need to look at the whole. We need to look at the whole of who we are. We need to look at Adam. We have looked at Adam. We have seen how the forces of Adam have been used. I'm not talking about the soft side of Adam. So Adam still represented the whole in that it was soft and the zero, meaning 10, and there was the line, which is 1. And so we needed to bring the two elements together. The two elements together, a good representation of those two elements together that adds up to 10 is what's called the tongue. I have now gone into biology. Now, what I notice, and I have said this because we are looking at the word created from the first verse of the Bible, and the word created, see, is occupied or preoccupied with the mouth, with food, with nurturing. And in the middle of all this, the mouth, because we have teeth on top and we have the teeth below. And so in the middle, I am just getting a eureka when God divided the waters from the waters. So in essence, the waters or the division, the power of the tongue is also waters. The words, when the words come out, whether they are soft and they take shape, because words is what takes shape. Words is what we create with. We create from thought form, they come out into word form. Hence it is said in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and so on and so on. So words, we see that the tongue equals 10. So now I'm being really mindful about looking at how we can absorb the essence and conscious awareness of the message that we are meant to learn from the scriptures. So, just to recap on what I have done so far, we have examined the word created, which equals 11, by the way, and we will see how everything, the 11, had been split. So basically, there were two. We could see how God created two of everything because in the word created itself constitute two. Okay, it consists of two. So in the middle of created, we see, as we say, it is about food. There is a crate. I am seeing like it's as if it were the hugest, the biggest and most uh, amazing, luxurious restaurant. And hence why food is used so often to, I'm saying the word control, to influence us. That's the word. Food is used so often to influence us in like in the beginning, and it's a fluence, it's a flow, it's used to influence us. There is a crate. I can imagine people with crates of foods. Why would crate be? God had crates of stuff, crates, in a garden doing things, planting or whatever it was. They're huge. It's no wonder science is so busy trying to find answers because we can see how science is related. So there is related. So the word related has it in it. Yes. R-E, it would be L-A-T-E-D because there's an L in here. Okay. But related, we see it, sorry, or it is in related. Okay, so hence we can see how science is so related to created or to creation. There is the connection. It's understanding, it's getting to understand why we do what we do, why we say what we say, why we get involved or engage in the things we do. And that's what it's about. So created was done and science, so we can, that's why I had this image about God being the biggest hugest scientist, really having all this, and people are really trying to understand how did he do it. Scientists are trying to say, how did he do it? How did they um, I'm trying to remember the sheep that they clone the sheep in the okay, how did they clone this? Of course, because we have a lot of cloning now. And it would seem, this is an image I am getting now, that the idea of cloning would derive from Genesis of chapter 1. Now, I may be wrong. I may be wrong. And this is with a question mark. But I am seeing when God created, it was like his eyes is the Spirit of God that moved upon the face of the deep. It's like eyes had met. The seas of emotions or two seas had got together. There was an impregnation of something happening. And he said, let the creature come out of the waters which was Eve. Now, it's not saying that he really did put anything in the waters. No, he divided the waters. That's what he did. So something would have to go into the waters. I get it now. To divide, there had to be an interaction. So there is an interaction. So the spirit, of course, there was motion. For there to be motion, there is interaction. And the word interaction is action. It's also act. A-C-T is here as well. And it would have been done with a sort of artistic way. So the word art is also here. Now, just to be mindful, I'm just showing how we have come to having tease and treat, and there was a rate. It's like someone had to pay. So when we are talking about the punishment of Eve, there was a rate, there was a fee or something in motion already. It's as if it was designed that way already. And poor Eve, she got the blame. She got the blame. In fact, I have to really um, explore how the feminine have been getting the blame for so long, like in the scriptures where it was said, I forget which one of them, that his daughter slept with him while he was drunk. You know, if he was drunk and his daughter slept with him, of course he was drunk and he probably did what he did, and the daughters got the blame. That's what I think happened. Who was drunk? The person who is drunk is more likely to be the person who has an untrue story. The story about denial. That's the thing. They'd say, oh, I didn't remember. It was you. No wonder to this day, with the stories of incest, the fathers or brothers or whoever, the feminine, the female tend to get the blame many of times. Now, it's not to say that it doesn't go the other way, because I know it surely does go the other way. Hence why when it does, that men too are finding it very difficult to speak out. Okay, but it's just the game, the way it is designed. That is the point I am making. I'm just saying, okay, so let's go back to the rate. We are talking about the, oh yes, the heart. So what I am finding is the correlation, the delicious correlation about the air, the word air. I hope you, of course, as I say, do watch my videos on earth, create, heart, and I just hope you use your intuition and it will guide you for what you want to watch. That's it. Okay. Just as it's guiding me here now. So the air is crucial. The air is very crucial. Here in the scriptures it say, ye who have air, let him hear. Let him hear what the Spirit says, whatever. And then we also hear that the truth or the wisdom or the answer that we seek is always in the heart. It's in the heart. It's the air. Now, there is a part of the heart, of course. Let's look at this. Let's pay attention to this. So here's the word heart. And if we circle the air, it's in the middle of the heart. Hence we are told to go, often we are told to go with your heart. But it also says that it's in the heart that all manner of ill reigns. It doesn't mean that there are no good things in the heart. It also means that in the heart, because in the heart there is heat, Heat. We get heated up in arguments. That is with the heart. And then in the heart, you want to kill, you want to slaughter, you want to do all kinds of murderous acts. Because, of course, act, ACT, is also a form of art, which is in the heart, ART. ART. Okay, be nice to have contrast. So we have ART and we have EART. I think we have that as well. Not I think we do. We have EART, EAR, and okay. And we have ART as well, right here. So there is art. Basically, I love this because it's actually answering a lot of questions for me. If we want to find answers, we need to be very creative. Creative means that we need to act. Creative means that we need to be artistic because the word art dwells in the word earth. It dwells in the word heart. Isn't that delicious? If we listen with our air, listen to our heart, we can find our art. So we can see that the AR here, which equals 10, which is in the middle of our mouth, which is in the middle of Eve, because mouth is Eve. If we connect with Eve, if we connect with Adam, which is 10, here, for instance, AR equals, so we need to bring that 1 and that 9 together, which is, in essence, in the earth, this is what we are needing to pay attention to. In the earth, when we pay attention to 1 and 9, our journey from 1 to 9, the S and the E, for instance, just as an example, because the E becomes the M, it becomes 3, it becomes W, the E is just like the 3. We can pay attention to those as well. Okay, so when we pay attention to those, I am just really concerned about ending on 20 minutes. So we are going to come back to this, but it's really getting our act together and our art together. Join me again on the next episode of Art and Earth again or creation. So thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe and share because this is how we do it. We share to actualize in soulful love. Stay blessed, stay bright, be filled because we are planting new seeds and be ignited, spill over with love. Amen. Amen. Amen.